Welcome to Fresh Start Wellness, where being healthy is easy, fun, and simple. I'm Mary Beth, your host, and today our guest is David Harris, who is a local fitness and expert trainer. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. So David, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here with you.
Awesome. Well, he has a ton of information for us that I can't wait to hear about. So exactly when did you start all this?
It's been going on for several years. I got my education at the University of Tennessee, got a degree in kinesiology. That's where I got started in human movement and learning how the body works and how all that goes together and what actually training does for the body and exercise does for the body and how nutrition affects that. Got certified as a personal trainer, and from there got into the fitness testing. We would travel around in a mobile lab to different gyms in different areas, and I would do things like hydrostatic body fat testing, which is the gold standard for body fat testing. I would also do resting metabolic rate, so we could determine what someone's calorie burn was at rest, and from there determine how many calories they would burn during the day. And also did VO2 max testing, which measures the body's ability to burn oxygen or utilize oxygen, so we could see what their cardiovascular fitness level was. And then we could give heart rate training zones, calorie burns at different heart rates, so that we could put the whole package together and show somebody what their numbers were and where they're at, help them reach the goals they were striving for. So I did that for several years. Have been doing group training, sometimes called boot camp, where we get a bunch of people together, go through workouts together. That's at the Civic Center. We do that out in the grass out there when it's not too hot or raining.
I've seen you out there before.
So everybody walking around the walking trail looks at us and go, "What are they doing over there?" But that's
so if you've ever been to the Civic Center and seen someone walk, really, exercising outside, that's David, right?
That is us. That is us. We have a fun time. We work really hard.
It looks like fun.
The ladies that are there are great, and we just have fun doing it.
I'm sure you've changed a lot of lives through that boot camp.
There have been several that have come through, and I'm not looking to hear somebody say, "Oh, I lost so much weight," or "I did this." What I like to hear, the best compliment that I have gotten is that I feel the best I've ever felt in my life, or I can do more now than I've ever been able to do in my life. And those are the things you like to hear when you're a trainer and you're working with people. Certainly you want to help them reach whatever weight goal that they have or whatever it is, but to really hear somebody say, "I'm in the best shape of my life," that's the biggest compliment you can get.
You feel like you won the lottery almost.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so rewarding.
Exactly.
Well, I bet you hear a lot of it.
Well, we get our fair share, but we do enjoy it. Now, I've also worked with local athletes doing performance training. I've worked with middle school kids.
So performance training, exactly what does that mean?
When I say performance training, I'm referring more or less towards general sports performance, whether it's speed, agility, those types of things, conditioning for specific sports. I do a general program for kids that would cover, getting them in shape for whatever sport they're going to play. I can also do specific programs. Like right now, this summer, I'm working with some of the guys from the high school baseball team. We're doing an 8-week program, 2 days a week, where I go over there in the mornings, on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, and I'm putting them through a routine right now to help them out as they get ready to go into fall practice and then start their season next year. So really having a good time working with them. Those guys
are fun.
They're working hard and they're getting after it, and just to see them get better and want to get better, and you think back to the glory days and you wish you could do that again, but just to work with them is such fun, and to see them really get after it, it does a man's heart good to see that kind of thing going on.
So they don't like whine like we do as the
They haven't yet. Now we're only about 2.5 weeks in, so we'll see how it goes. But I don't cotton too likely to whining. So when they start getting that way, then I just make them do more. So.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. So. With children, do you offer any type of boot camp? Is there an age restriction to your boot camp at the Civic Center?
No, generally limited it to 6th grade and above. I have allowed a few 5th and 4th graders in, but generally 6th grade and above is where I limit it to, and that's more to do with ability levels and desire and wanting to stay with a program, because most programs are structured, and sometimes the younger ones, it's hard for them to stick with a structured program. I think it would be great to have some sort of physical education or PE type of class for younger kids, and have considered that at times, because I think that's something that's severely lacking for a lot of our children nowadays. But the programs I do are generally more sport specific and require an ability to hold attention to go through that.
And that would be hard, for a child to keep that attention, because sometimes it's hard for me.
Exactly, I know what you mean.
I heard you say something earlier about how we actually burn calories with rest.
Yes.
I mean, I rest a lot, so does that mean I burn a lot of calories? So.
Well, when I'm talking about resting metabolic rate.
Okay, gotcha.
Our body is active all the time, even if we're just sitting still. There's processes going on that are actually burning calories. Our muscle is what we call a metabolically active tissue, meaning something's always going on. It's burning tissues. Our organs are always doing something. There's hormones that are interacting with each other. There's all kinds of things going on, and all of that is a part of the process of the metabolism. So you're burning calories even when you're asleep at night. So what we were able to do with our spirometer is measure what that calorie burn is. And it's all related to oxygen consumption. So we can measure how much oxygen you're utilizing while at rest, which will give us that calorie burn. So you know how many you're burning at rest. We add in daily activities that you would do throughout the day.
Oxygen flow.
And then add on for exercise. And we can get all that from that test and show how many calories you're actually burning, so you can adjust what your dietary intake is.
So you believe that nutrition is a big part, or as far as balance with nutrition and exercise, do you think that, you should diet when you exercise, or should you just stay, try to eat healthy? And
diet's an interesting word, and it's getting back to your question, as far as exercise and nutrition going hand in hand, absolutely. You really can't have one without the other.
Right.
Theoretically, you can eat a certain amount and should lose weight. In my experience, I have not found that anybody can just eat less and lose weight. It doesn't work that way. You've got to have some sort of activity.
Right.
You've got to exercise, do something that's going to cause the body to want to shed pounds or burn off excess fat. So it works together. And then the nutrition side of it, it's like anything. If you're talking about your car, you're not going to put in bad fuel and expect good performance out of your car. If you want good performance out of your body, you've got to put good fuel into your body, and it's absolutely essential. And when you start putting those two together, I don't like to talk about diet. I like to talk about lifestyle change.
It's a good word.
We're not talking about all right, I'm going to eat this way for a little bit so I can reach this goal and then do away with it. That's not what you want to look for. What you want to look for is a long-term sustained change to a healthier way of eating that's going to fuel what you're trying to do and sustain your body for years to come.
Right, and like when you're on a lifestyle change, with a diet, we're on this diet for say 30 days, and you lose this weight, and then you go back to your old ways.
Absolutely.
Because you really need a maintenance program or a lifestyle change.
Absolutely.
Which I love that word so much better than diet, because when I know I'm on a diet, I immediately am hungry. Right. So it's like I definitely want to eat.
When people start talking about being on a diet, it's almost an instantaneous, I'm depriving myself. The body's going, I'm going to want to eat something.
Right.
So, I've heard you talk about clients you've worked with. We've discussed different things with each other over the last couple of years or so. Right. And it's getting people to make the steps necessary to eat properly and fuel themselves properly
and stay that way.
Stay that way. Yeah. It's you've got to make changes. I'll get the comment, or my wife Christy will get the comment all the time. I want to look like you. I want to be like you. Well, we didn't get here. We were this way one way last week, and now this week we're this way. It doesn't work that way.
No.
It's a process. It's a change. It's a progress over so many steps. You take the next step, and then you take the next step. We learned. We tried things. We did different things, and it's it just takes time. Yeah. And it doesn't take a 45-year-old woman 2 months to get to where she's at.
Right.
It's not going to take 2 months to reverse that. Or man for that matter. It takes a sustained effort to reach whatever your goal is.
Well, I try so hard, to eat healthy, healthier.
Yes.
Lifestyle change, But every now and then I have those days where I want a donut or I want a piece of cake. Do you recommend working out harder those days, or don't beat yourself up and start over tomorrow? Or?
Right. No, I don't. I don't believe anybody should beat themselves up over anything.
And many do.
Exactly. They stick to a plan for 3 or 4 days until their willpower gives out, out, and bam, you go have a dozen donuts, or it's a birthday cake, and you have however many pieces of birthday cake and ice cream in one day, and then you get depressed and you forget about it and you go off. So those things happen, and what we have to realize is that it's just part of the process. If you have a stumbling block or you falter on something, that's not the end of the world. You just start back where you're at, pick back up, and keep going.
That's good.
The body has an amazing ability to adapt, and even though you may do something that sabotages your progress so far, you can pick back up where you were at, and the body will adapt to it and pick it back up even quicker than what it had taken you to get to before. So, maintaining a positive mental attitude, no matter what you're doing, is so important.
Yes.
If you let yourself get down, then that causes psychological changes, hormonal changes, all these kind of things that are going to work against you. So, realize, everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's going through all these things. We've all done this. We've all been through this. Even those of us that are at the point everybody wants to be, so to speak. We've gone through this, and sometimes you just have to plug away and keep going. And if you do mess up, so to speak, you just step back in and keep going and pick back up where you're at.
I know I have those days. I definitely have those days where I'll have a bad day and I want to eat donuts or candy bar, and I pray that nobody sees me eating it.
And we do kind of feel guilty sometimes when we do.
I'm looking around to make sure, So, but I do have those days, and
absolutely.
Everybody knows pretty much how I eat in this community, and what I teach about. But I'm human. I do have those stumbling blocks, just like everyone else. Everything didn't go my way that day, or maybe for a couple days, but just like David said, I get back up and start all over.
And food can be medication of sorts.
It is. It's a comfort.
Comfort. Something goes bad. Let me eat something that makes me feel better. But that starts a cycle of guilt and all the things that go along with that. What I want people to understand is, even if you're following a nutrition plan strictly and you're going along, you don't have to follow it 100% to the T, to the letter, doing everything perfect all the time. As long as you're hitting, 85 to 90% of what you're trying to do, if you have a bad day or a cheat meal or something here and there, that's not the end of the world. It can actually help balance your hormones and things that are going inside metabolically. So don't worry about those kind of things, but just keep going on and following your plan.
That's right. That's good. That's good information. Also, one other little thing I want to hit on is water.
Yes.
A lot of people, including myself, used to think that water tasted horrible. I didn't want anything to do with it unless it had artificial sweeteners and something other than just water. And then I started learning a little bit about water, and I know water probably has a ton to do with what you do now, as far as like joint pain or anything like that. A lot of people don't realize that.
A lot of people don't realize what chronic dehydration does to them. If you're not getting enough water, there's just all kinds of things that don't work right. Joints can hurt. The things in the body metabolically that are going on can't happen right. Hormones don't get transported right. Blood doesn't transport toxins out right. Doesn't transport oxygen right. And all those types of things can go on. So getting enough water is very important. It's very important. Not that you can't survive, because we see people walking around daily that are in a state of chronic dehydration. So it's not a matter of survival, I guess you would say, or imminent survival.
But we definitely need it more.
But you need the water is going to make your body work better.
Yes.
All
and
the
I've
way
even
around.
heard that if you're just a little bit thirsty, just a little bit, you're already dehydrated to a certain extent.
If you start noticing thirst, that's more particularly during exercise, but even so, on days like we're having right now where it's 95 degrees and humid, if you start to get thirsty and you're outside, you better start drinking some water very quickly. So, the good rule of thumb is about half your body weight in ounces, and that's that's a lot of water to start taking in. So don't feel like you have to do it all at once. Maybe start off with half of that and get used to doing that, and then increase it some more, and till you get up to your goal for a daily intake.
Yeah. So half your body weight in ounces, right?
Yes.
So if you weighed, say, 200,
right.
so you would do 100 ounces a day, and
yes.
perfectly safe.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. All right. We have these.
Oh, yes, let's get to talking about exercise. Yes, as you can see, we've got some different things here that I use in training, and whether it's with the boot camps or working with the kids or individuals, and just some of the stuff that I use. Right here we have kettlebells, and those can be lifted like dumbbells. You can swing them for cardiovascular purposes, and you can do different kinds of things with them. This is a medicine ball. You can throw it, you can lift it, you can do different kinds of things. It's a weighted ball. This particular one does bounce, so you can do what we call medicine ball slams, where you slam it on the ground. It's a great total body exercise. And then over here we have cones that we can do different footwork drills through and stuff like that. Over here I have my hurdles where we can jump over them, we can run through them, we can do different things like that. It's just some of the stuff I use in my training, and you keep a variety going. It helps, and you don't necessarily.
Looks like fun to me.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you don't necessarily need this kind of stuff to get a good workout in. You can do body weight exercises. And really get a good workout, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time either to really get something done. So
awesome. Do you think you could show me some of the stuff?
Absolutely.
Some of these moves?
Absolutely. I think I can put maybe a body weight circuit together for you, and then maybe we can pull out some of these things and show you how they work.
Awesome. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to put up some demonstrations for you, so we'll see you in just a few minutes. We're back, and we're going to do some demonstrations for you, or I'm going to do some demonstrations, and David's going to tell me what to do. So,
all right, we're going to see if we can make Mary Beth sweat a little bit today. But one of the things I want you to understand is that it doesn't take a lot of fancy equipment or going to the gym or anything like that to get a good workout in. A lot of the things that we do in group training or I do with clients is just straight body weight exercises. And one of the best ways to do that is in a circuit style, where you take 4 or 5 exercises and string them together for an overall full body workout. So what I'm going to do is have Mary Beth go through a circuit for y'all, so we can see how that works, and you can kind of get an idea of what you need to be doing at home. These things don't have to take a long time. You don't have to work out for an hour and a half doing this type of training. When you do a circuit style like this, you can really get a good workout in about 20 minutes. All right, so let's start with Mary Beth. She's going to do a circuit for us that starts with alternating lunges, going to push-ups, and then she'll come up and do some body weight squats, and she'll finish with mountain climbers. So we're going to do 30 seconds on each exercise with 20 seconds of rest in between, okay? So let's get her in position and let her demonstrate how this works. Get my stopwatch here so we know what's going on. So if you'll go ahead and step on the mat there.
Okay.
We're going to start with lunges, so hands on the hips. And you're just going to step out 1 foot at a time, do your lunge, come back up, go with the other foot, okay? All right, you ready? And go. Very good. So you want to hold your midsection, keep going, keep going. You want to hold your midsection tight while you're doing this. You want to keep your upper body straight up and down. You do it, I'm just explaining what's going on,
gotcha.
All right? There you go. Keep going. Got about 10 more seconds. Very good form. You want your knee to get close to the ground but not quite touch it. Very good, very good. Almost there, and we're done with lunges, all right? So we've got 20 seconds of rest, and then we're going to do our push-ups. So if you'll go ahead and get down on the mat, and you can do push-ups from the knees, you can do them from the feet, and if you need to, you can even do them inclining against a table, a bench, or even a wall, all right? So we're all at the end of our 20 seconds, and go. So we're going to do 30 seconds of push-ups. You want to have a straight line from your shoulders to your knees or shoulders to your feet, if that's how you're doing it. You want to keep your elbows close to your side. There you go. We've got about 3 more seconds. Push through it. And done. All right. So we've got to wait 20 seconds. We're going to do our body weight squat. So go ahead and stand back up. Want your feet about hip width apart. There you go. You're going to put your hands behind your head. There we go. Breathe. Very important that you breathe. Breathe in to the belly and blow out. All the way through this. All right, we're about ready to start our body weight squats.
Okay.
2, 1, and go. Good. You want to sit back on your heels as you go down and push through the heels. Good. It's okay. Keeping a very straight back as you go. That's great. That is great. You want to try to get your thighs parallel to the ground, but if you can't do that, do not sacrifice curving your back.
Can you hear my knees?
That happens to us as time goes on. All right, 2 more seconds and stop. Very good. All right, 1 more to do. Mountain climbers.
Sweat just a little bit.
All right, so let's get back down on the mat.
Okay.
You can rest for just a second. Got 10 seconds before we start. So this is going to be on your hands and your feet. And mountain climber is just bringing your knee to your elbow. So that'll be this knee to this elbow. We're going to go with a slow tempo for 30 seconds. Ready and go. Good. Take it back. Nice. You want to try to keep as straight a line as you can down through there. Very good. Bracing our core, our abs, as we're doing it.
It's harder than it looks.
It is harder than it looks. It will make that midsection, it'll make your core really work and stabilize as you're doing this. It's a great core exercise. It's a great stabilization exercise for the shoulders, the hips, the midsection. And done. Good job. All right. Give yourself a hand. Hey. So as you can see, it's very easy to get a good workout at home. You could do that circuit right there 3 or 4 times, and you've gotten a great workout
you really
very
have.
quickly. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of heavy breathing going on, all right? All right, so do you want to look at some of the other things that we have to work with? You like the looks of these right here?
Yeah.
Okay, these are kettlebells, and you can do lots of different things with kettlebells.
Okay.
You can do just
heavy.
simple lifts with them. You can do chops. You can do swings with them. Swings is one of the things that we like to do the best. So,
Swings?
So set it down in front of you. You want your feet about hip width apart, a little bit more than hip width apart. Toes pointed straight ahead, all right? So as you go down, you're going to stick your rear end out, grab it, and as you come up, you're going to let the kettlebell swing back, and then you're going to use your glutes to swing it up, all right?
Okay.
So we go back and we swing like that. We just
Wow.
do just like this. It's a great power move. It's a great cardiovascular move. You can do 20 reps of this, rest, do 20 more reps. You can get heavier kettlebells and really develop power in your glutes and your legs. And as you can see, it really works. It does. It gets you out of breath very quickly. All right, that's good. And then you just sit down, stand back up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you like that one?
did.
That's one of the favorites at boot camp. The ladies really like doing that.
I'm breaking a sweat.
You are glistening at this point. Yes. All right, let's see. You want to work the agility ladder next?
Sure.
All right, let's slide the mat this way.
And this one?
Yep. All right. If you'll take that end,
Okay.
let's put it right there. Okay. Now, with the agility ladder, this is something we do various footwork drills through, and that increases foot speed, it increases agility for our athletes. But I like to use it in boot camp too, because really everybody needs to be able to move properly and move better, and this is just a great tool to use to do that. So
It reminds me of something in football, like what you see football players.
oh yeah, this is
do.
something you'll see football players, all types of athletes you'll see doing drills like this. So, and that's one of the things I like to do is treat even my boot campers like athletes, and I'll train them like they're athletes. And I think
Right.
that's just a great way
I
to go
feel
about
like
it.
an athlete.
See, don't you feel better? Don't you feel like you're actually
I do.
doing something athletic,
Yeah,
and
I do.
it makes you feel better about yourself?
And just limited time. I mean, that was
Yeah.
what, 5 or 6 minutes, and I feel like I've had a 30-minute workout.
Exactly. It's got that intensity in there, but it wasn't high impact either. So
my knees they still feel good.
Exactly.
So all you people out there with bad knees, I have bad knees, that was no pain.
Good. All right, well, let's show them a few of the footwork drills that we do. If you'll stand on that end down there, you're going to hold your arms at 90 degrees. Very simple one we're going to do is 2 feet forward, 2 feet in each box. We call it quick feet. You're going to put 2 feet, like 1 foot at a time in each box going forward.
Okay.
Yes?
All
Ready,
right.
go. Very good.
And back.
And then you'll come back and you just want to make it as quick as possible. Pop, 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 pop. Very good. All right. Now we can also do laterally or going sideways. So if you'll face that direction, do the same thing. Quick feet going sideways. Go. Very good. Then you go back.
All right.
Then we can mix it up with something like in, out, out, where you'll be facing this way, and you'll alternate putting 1 foot in. There you go, and out. In, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, out. Very good.
Okay. And then back.
You can go back the same way.
Now this is fun.
And this is a popular one at boot camp as well, and with my kids that are trained. Everybody likes to do the agility ladder. So.
Awesome. All right, that was fun.
Yeah. And so as you see, there are many different ways to get a good workout down. You don't necessarily have to have this kind of stuff. If these are the kinds of things you want to do and you want to come to boot camp or group training, we can do that. But you really, as far as you can use cones to do different things as well, that you can find stuff to use at your house for those types of stuff. You can I've used shoes instead of cones to do stuff, and you can do different footwork drills. You can do different stuff over the cones, that type of stuff.
Awesome.
Dumbbells and kettlebells you can pick up pretty easy at Walmart. You can order them online. You can go to Hibbett's. You can do all kinds of stuff. Any kind of sporting goods. There's secondhand sporting goods stores. You can get all kinds of stuff cheaply. You don't have to buy the most expensive stuff. It just has to work. And like I said, body weight, just being able to handle your body weight under different moves is a great way to get a workout and a great way to get the body to work like it's supposed to, movement-wise, stabilization-wise, and those types of things.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today, David. You've got
happy to be here.
A wonderful amount of information and knowledge. If someone wants to, contact you, is there a phone number or a website?
Sure. Best way to reach me is on my cell phone. It's 931-224-3421. I have a Facebook page that's called Fourth Quarter Sports Training, and that's 4TH, not the word spelled out. So Fourth Quarter Sports Training. You can find us there, as well as fourthquartersportstraining.com. But the simplest way is just to text me or call me at the cell phone number, 931-224-3421.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, we have a little tradition here at Fresh Start where we like to end each show with a juice.
Oh, great.
Oh, you got the one with the most. And this is just fresh green. I call it liquid sunshine. And this is a toast to all of our viewers is how we do, because they tuned in, and we hope you enjoyed the show. But this is to you. This is for a fresh start and a healthier new you. All right, David.
To you. To you.
Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. I had a ball. It was a lot of fun. And always, David's contact number, or look him up on Facebook. Thank you for watching Fresh Start and also tuning in to BLTV Local Channel 6.